Hey y'all, my name is Taylor. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. So I've really been wanting to do a library book tag for the longest time because I love the library. It's one of my favorite places on earth. Doesn't matter what kind of library it is, I love it. And I wanted to do a book tag around it because I've seen it circulate over the years. But I was finally inspired to actually do it because I went the other day and it was just a fantastic trip. I mean, any day that you go to the library is a great day, am I right? But this was especially good because of all the stuff that they offer. I knew about some of it, but some stuff I just learned about, and it was just a great trip. And so that just inspired me to share some of it with y'all. I'm going to do this tag, and then at the end I have a tiny book haul from the library that I'll share with you. But this is the Library Lovers book tag, and this has been on BookTube for quite a while. I think the tag, the timestamp for it said 9 years ago that it was posted, and it was created by Pie-End Books, and I'll have her channel linked below. But I've seen a few videos have this over the years, and maybe this will help recirculate it again and share the love of libraries and books. But I'll start off with number 1. How often do you visit your local library? And this has kind of fluctuated over the years. I mean, there used to be a point in time where I would go like every week, every other week. And it's kind of diminished a little bit, to be perfectly honest, since I got my hands on the digital library, Hoopla and Libby. So I would say now average is probably like once a month, maybe twice a month. I hadn't gone in a while, and I was just like, I need to go. I haven't been. So I went, and it was great. So don't regret it at all. I need to go more. Number 2. Are you the type of person who checks out more books than you can read, or the exact amount you intend to read before they are due? And this kind of fluctuates for me. I think, generally speaking, I do tend to check out more than I realistically probably have time to read, just because, you know, I want to read everything. But it just depends on what selection they have. Sometimes I only find like 1 or 2 books, and I can kind of get that handled. But I would say for the most part, I just want all the books, and I'm guilty as charged with taking more than my fair share probably. But yeah, I can't help it. They're books, you know? Number 3, how old were you when you got your first library card? And I actually remember, I have very few memories as a child because my memory is garbage, but I do actually remember the day I got my library card. I remember filling out the form. I remember what the library looks like. That library building is no longer a library anymore. It got bought out by a church, weirdly enough, but I remember what that place looked like. I remember the sound it used to make whenever you walked in the door. It made like this weird sound of like you going through the sensors or whatever. Anyways, I'm pretty sure I was 5. I feel like that was the age you were allowed to get a library card. And it was just like the best day ever because before that I was mooching off of my mom's card and using hers to get books. But then I got my very own library card, and it was just an awesome day. And number 4, do you go looking for a particular book or check out anything that piques your interest? So pretty much anything that piques my interest. I'm just kind of like, it's kind of like a scavenger hunt. I usually pick out stuff that I've heard before for the fiction books. But if I run across anything in like their nonfiction or their cookbooks or a DVD or something, I'll just kind of grab whatever grabs my attention. Number 5, do you check out just books, or do you also check out DVDs, audiobooks, etc.? So I already mentioned Hoopla and Libby. Sometimes I'll find a movie on there, or I'm an avid audiobook listener. So definitely use them for that. And they did have a magazine app at one point. I think they got rid of it, but I did do digital magazines for a little bit, which was interesting. I will check out DVDs because, I mean, movies are expensive, and sometimes they're not on the streaming services, you know, readily accessible and free. So I would much rather, you know, use my tax dollars and get a library DVD versus paying for it if I can get my hands on it. And then my library is super duper cool. They have a program where you can check out a park pass. So it's a South Carolina park pass where you can use it. I think they check it out to you for a week. But you can use it to gain admission to any park in South Carolina. So you can even make a whole vacation out of it and go to like, well, I'm in the upstate, but like if I could go to the Hilton Head or something and stay there, that would be pretty cool to go there for free. And then they also have a children's museum pass, which I've used that one as well. There's a children's museum in the upstate. That's a really cool museum, even for adults. Like, it's still pretty interesting. Like, I wish they had that as whenever I was that little, but I took my nephew there once, and I'm planning on taking my daughter there when she gets a little bit bigger. But yeah, that is super nice because those, if you want to go like frequently, they're pretty expensive to get into if you don't have like an annual pass or something. So that is very, very cool. I haven't used this perk yet, but they also have, you can check out a fishing rod. So that's pretty cool too. Number 6, from what section do you check out the majority of your books? YA, middle grade, adult, nonfiction, etc. So I usually am in the adult fiction area. I'll hunt down whatever is in there, but I usually tend to make a beeline for the recent releases section first, and then I'll circulate my way around the library, and what I tend to get usually is mostly out of the adult fiction section. Number 7, what is your favorite part of using your library? It's just the best. It is, there are free books, free access to stuff. You can save so much money. And I mean, library staff are, for the most part, are super friendly and very helpful. They're just the best people. I love librarians. I actually thought about being a librarian once, but I am horrible at researching things, so I thought maybe that's not a good idea. But I did volunteer at a library once and like shelved books, and I was so proud of myself for helping this girl who was looking for a recommendation, and I gave her one of my favorite ones. And it's just one of my favorite memories because the feeling I got over recommending one of my favorite books to her was just great. And probably that was the very beginnings of me starting a booktube channel, because going off on a rant here, sorry, but to finish out my thought, I just love when y'all respond back to me and say that you read or checked out a book that I recommended. That's just, I love it. So anyways, back to the library, going off on a tangent. But yeah, it is more than just books. And I think there needs to be like a PSA to more people, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, books, I don't even read, I don't read physical books. But it's so much more than that. Like I told y'all, they have all this cool stuff you can check out. And then I wanted to go over some of their programs that my library has, that maybe if you aren't in the library, you need to go and check out what they can do. But mine, let me just throw whatever I had in my hand. Mine, that was upside down. Mine has like some coloring pages by the checkout page. So this is the adult one. Like they have different pages that they printed out, and there's a kids version too, but I didn't look, it's a spring coloring book, that they made, and I thought that was so sweet, so I grabbed that. They have tons of classes, like like the law, and I think they have one coming up on like the census, like cricket crafting, crocheting, knitting, just all kinds of cool crafting life skill type classes that are free, mostly. Like I think they have maybe a couple that you have to pay for, like the materials. The main library in my library system branch, they have a whole section of the library devoted to crafting, and you can like have like a description of how to make a project, and like a crochet project, and like you get to take home the finished product, which was, they just recently started that, and I have yet to go in person. I really want to, but that is so cool. I just, wow, I can't imagine. And then one of the library, they're trying to like a pilot program at one of the libraries. But it is kind of like a lockbox where you can put a book on hold, and if you can't manage to get to the library while they're physically open, you can select the hold to be placed in this lockbox. It's like this big giant metal box that has different compartments, and they tell you which one is yours, kind of like Little Caesars, or you can put your pizza and you just pick it up by putting in a code or whatever. I think Amazon also has like those lock boxes at UPS locations or different locations or something. But it's a lock box, and you scan your library card, and the door pops open to whatever section your stuff is in. And isn't that so cool? Like, that particular branch is not especially close to where I live, but I could see how that would be really helpful for someone who works like second shift, or can only make it there on like a Sunday or something, and the library's closed on Sundays. So I just thought that was cool, and I hope they branch out to other branches. Let's see. They have reading challenges. So the summer one is coming pretty soon, where they have them for adults and for children. So you get little prizes if you meet a certain amount, and then you get put in a drawing for like a Kindle, or I think the big prize is to watch or get tickets to see a baseball game for free, stuff like that. Like, it's just so cool. And they did trivia events, I think during COVID, I think, but it was virtual, and you got to like answer questions based on this particular topic using the Kahoot app, which makes it impartial. Like, you get counted for right points and how quickly you answer. And so there were a few of those that I did, but I did win one of them. I won the sci-fi one. There were a lot of Star Wars and Star Trek questions, so like, I was proud of myself. But I got like some R2-D2 and C3PO socks. I got a reading light. I got a book bag, like a bag for books, a tote bag rather. And I think I got some other things. I can't remember. It's a couple. Well, it's been 4 years ago now. And then there was another time where I got. They did like a drawing where if you guessed the right answer, then you got a free book. So I won a book doing that. They have a seed library where you can check out, but really they give you the seeds. But there's like vegetables and flowers and fruits that you can check out during the summer. I think you get like 5 a piece or something, but that's really cool. And then they do story times for little kids, and I was thinking to myself, like, I can't go to like a 10:30 a.m. on a Tuesday story time, but they have one at 6:30, and I was like, yes, it's a family story time. It's once a month, so I'm like, I could probably handle that. That'll be good for my daughter's socialization and books and reading and all of that. And then the last thing I'll say. My daughter, whenever we went this past time, I got her a library card, and she is not quite one yet. She's almost there, but I went ahead and got her a library card because, she's my daughter, and we are going to be avid library people, so I went ahead and got her on that track. But I wanted to show you why I got her, but they have a program for little ones. It's 1,000 books before kindergarten, and they upload you into this app, and you can add books that you read with them, so it counts towards your final count, and then you get a prize at the end and along the way too. But we got some prizes for signing up. So we got this bag, which it says our library on the other side, and but I didn't want to show that. So we got a bag, and then we got this literacy calendar, and South Carolina is pretty on point. Their library, this is not just my library's calendar, but this is the state library. So if you live in South Carolina and you have a little one, highly recommend you go see if they have this. But they created this calendar with these super cute illustrations. And like, isn't it cute? Like, I think, yeah, it has different things like tasks and things, but isn't it so stinking cute? Like, oh, I just love it. But it's not dated, so you can use it whenever. So if you don't get to some things this year, you can do it other years. But they have like different books to read, like suggestions based on the time of year. I was so excited when she handed me that. And then, one second, let me grab the other stuff that they're in a different spot because my daughter was playing with it. One second. All right, I'm back. So they gave her a little ball, and I just wanted to show it because it's like, that was so sweet. You know, they gave her a little toy, not just books, because, you know, she's little, so that entertained her while I was getting her signed up. So yeah, and then let me show y'all the little book haul that I got. So I was looking through the children's section. I was like, I probably shouldn't get her like an actual children's book because you know, the pages will probably rip them. So, but they do have board books. So I was super excited. I grabbed a couple, but the two I wanted to show y'all, which I was like, I didn't know these were board books. But Anne of Green Gables, y'all, I was so excited. Little Miss Montgomery. And like, it's so stinking cute. Just threw it. Oops. Okay. And they got Emma, Little Miss Austen book. He's surprised. Why he's green, I don't know. But Miss Taylor is happy. Yes, I am. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I got, make sure I don't show my library name, but I got Prince of Egypt because I tend to watch Exodus type related stuff around Easter, which happy Easter, by the way. It is Easter weekend just about when I'm filming this. So yeah, I hope you'll have a blessed time with your family and remember the reasons for the season. And then, y'all, I was so excited. You know how they have like staff picks, like, you know, showcasing a certain book where it like makes it stand out. I'm glad they did because I had no idea that these were existing. Y'all know I've talked about Magic Tree House. Graphic novels. I'm not a big graphic novel person, mind you, but I will read this because it's Magic Tree House. And I just thought it would be cool to like read the original and then read this next to it. But like they have number 1, so I was like, thank goodness, because I always want to start from number 1, so that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, it's like it's been adapted to a graphic novel. I got number 3 as well. I need to put on hold number 2, and I think they got number 5. So I don't know where they're at with if all of them have been converted or if this is like a new thing. But I was excited. So let me see. Copyright 2023. So this is probably a pretty new endeavor. So check those out if you haven't heard of them like me. Oh yeah, and then they gave her a little book. This is another part of her little sign up thing that she gets to keep. It's a little numbers book. Isn't that cute? I forgot that was part of it. Okay, so I can't show you the front page of this, but it's a little booklet for the 1,000 books before kindergarten. But look, it has like all about me and recommended books based on ages, which I need to check some of these out because I don't think we've read some of these. But you can color or place a sticker on the dots when you reach a reading goal. And then, yeah, just get, congratulations, you have read 800 books. Visit your local library to claim a prize. So you get like prizes along the way, and by the end you get an updated About Me page to see how things have changed. And then, isn't that just so stinking cute? Oh, I love it. And then let's see, what else? Is there anything else? Yeah, this is the last thing. It's a fairly new recent release, Calling on the Matchmaker by Jodi Headland. And it says, haunted by the death of her sister, Finola Shanahan has resolved that she's not worthy of a family of her own and commits to spending her days caring for immigrants in the slums. When Finola sabotages yet another unwanted relationship, her father arranged for her, her father calls upon the local Irish matchmaker who pairs her with the successful wagon maker Riley Rafferty. Finola quickly realizes her usual tricks won't work on him, however, as she cannot outsmart or outwit the dashing, determined, and daring man. So, I'm intrigued by the cover. I thought that was really pretty. So, and it's a recent release, so I grabbed it. But anyways, oh, I need to tag people. That was my thing that I needed to do, that I misplaced my handy dandy little notebook. Okay, so I'm going to tag, well, I thought of who loves library books, who've mentioned going to the library on their channels fairly frequently. So those are the people that I pinpointed. But if you want to do this tag, consider yourself tagged by me. But the people I'm going to officially tag are Bethany Brings Books. She actually has an aunt that works in the library system, and I meant to tell her this whenever she said that, but I forgot. But I have an aunt in the library system too. She's a librarian, so we have that in common. So it runs in our blood. The library system love. And then Oshina, gotta read them all. She goes to the library quite frequently, so I don't know if she's done this tag or not, because it's been around a while. She's been around on BookTube for quite a while, so if you've already done this, Oshina, let me know so I can go watch it. But I thought maybe you might want to do it. Cat Stories, she checks out library books a lot. Alma's Book Journey, she talks about library. I know she goes thrifting at the library, so I'm curious to see what her library does, because their book sales are just phenomenal, and I wish mine would do more of them. I think mine does one like once a year or something, but she seems to get a lot of good finds at her library bookstore or book sales. And then the last one I'm going to tag is Miriam Elizabeth Reads. She recently did a library book haul, so I know she likes the library too. But yeah, so hope y'all enjoyed this video, and thank y'all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.